Tim and Tony podcast brings you
the Mile Manor Movie Review with your host, Tim.
and Tony. On this week's episode, we'll be talking about Groundhog Day.
Along with everything else happening in the geek world.
Are you not entertained?
Cool party.
Great Scott! I have an army.
We have a Hulk.
People don't forget.
Welcome to Earth. I'll be back.
You play ball like a girl!
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Fucking spectacular!
It's an old one.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, Arnold doesn't say cool party. He says, I'll be back.
Because I thought I was going to do Pirates last week.
But
There was a lot about last week's where we were like, okay, we're going to do this, and then just whoosh. Totally did not do any of it.
Still had fun.
Oh, it was a great episode, yeah.
Yeah, we took an extended break after that. We went a little bit.
Went a little long on that one.
Yeah, so how was your week?
It was good.
Week
It
and
was
a
good.
half?
We got through the cold.
That was brutal.
And then...
Not dressed as Mr. Freeze, yelling puns.
Yeah. But that's a great idea. I don't know why we didn't think of that.
Well, also, I guess illegal since he's arrested, but...
I guess for that reason, but
that.
other than that. But yeah, so then I saw Glass this Saturday.
Okay.
I finally finished the
trilogy.
The East Trail 177 trilogy.
It was good.
It was. Wow, man. I'm gonna throw it up because.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Oh, I have it on this one, but that's okay. Yeah.
Sort of on there.
Where do I even begin? The one thing I was like for sure that it's like, oh, this is that guy, is I thought Kevin's dad was Daryl in a different name.
Daryl.
The guy who Mr. Glass slits his throat with a piece of glass.
Oh.
Just because of the way they kind of set it up, where it's like a dude with like a beard and stuff. I'm like, oh, it's totally him. And then when it wasn't, I'm like,
him.
oh, well, there goes that. And then I thought, I was like, okay, it's her foster parent or whatever. It's her.
Oh, yeah.
The girl, like the girl's parent.
Mm-hmm.
Totally wasn't.
I did not see. It's almost like obvious, super obvious.
Yeah, when they did it, you're like, oh wait, oh okay, now it's all.
Yeah, that was
The
good.
fact and then when they put him on the train, I'm like, oh no way. I don't remember seeing that far back on the train.
Then it's an origin story. He was just yelling as he's dying. Yeah, that was crazy. Crazy ending.
Oh yeah, that was. I mean, a good ending for that story. So that way, it's like they can, or someone else can do it if they want to. But I don't think he's gonna love it.
No, but yeah, no, they do leave it open a little bit, but not much. You could do a whole different story.
Oh, the other thing, I thought she had powers.
Because Sarah Paulson in it.
No.
Oh, the girl
from Split.
From Split.
Yeah, Anna something.
Something Taylor, isn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I thought she had powers because she was like calming everybody or like him.
Him.
Like I thought she changed Sarah Paulson's character's mind. Like, oh no, I can't let you see him. And then the next scene they're talking to him.
Yeah, she's talking to him.
So I thought she did, but they didn't really expand on that.
That'd be crazy. I mean, she could.
That would
still.
be, yeah.
Just as crazy. Yeah, and it took us 2.5 weeks, but we figured out Skype.
Skype is now conquered.
Yes, so we'll be able to Skype people in now.
Yes, so if you have an episode you'd like to do,
let us know.
Let us know.
All right, let's jump right into our first segment.
Clark Kent's just a mild-mannered reporter.
He doesn't want to be famous, and I'll make him infamous.
General,
haven't you ever heard of freedom of the press?
I'm not a cop. I'm a reporter.
Gossip, rumors, panic in the streets. We're lucky.
Vicky Vale. I'm intrigued by Alex's giant bat story, so I've done some...
Oh, the Batman.
Nobody cares about Clark Kent taking on the Batman.
It is not. I resent that. Slander is spoken. In print, it's libel.
Police won't help. The press has to do the right thing.
You serious?
All right, first up on the docket, Titan Season 2 has announced their villain, and it's going to be Deathstroke, his daughter Ravager, and his son Jericho. Which is going to be awesome.
The Walls of Jericho.
I mean, Season 1 was so good, so...
Yeah, that was... Titans, I'm catching up.
Yeah, you need to catch up.
I
mean, you got time till Season 2.
Oh, yeah, I do, but... I want to know. I want to know what they decided to do. But next up, Ben Affleck is officially out and done with Batman.
I don't know.
I think so.
They've done it so many times.
Oh, yeah, it's like this is your monthly update of will he, won't he. He said he's excited for the next person to take over, and I feel like this is like the way of him like, okay, this is my out. I have to take this.
This is my chance.
This is my one chance to get out of this.
Yeah, kind of sad, but as long as they stop, if this is the last announcement, I swear to God, if they announce that he's back in, I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah, that would just be bad. But also for the solo Batman movie, Matt Reeves, he has an age specific range that he wants, and he wants someone that's well known to play it, or more well known, not like a no name.
Okay. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see who actually.
When did they say that's not even close to?
I've been reading some articles that they're like
2021 maybe.
Yeah, but the casting for it, they're like
starting.
We want to get our Batman very soon. Like it'll be sooner rather than later. When they announce the cast.
I feel like they're losing money.
Oh yeah.
Anytime they don't make
every
a Batman
time they push it back, yeah. Millions of people are going to see it regardless.
Yep. And then Jay and Silent Bob reboot has been picked up by Saban Films, which I think is going into
Saban Films.
Saban.
They are that dude is very specific. How you
really
like because it's a slight tangent, but when they were doing the Power Rangers press,
everyone says Saban.
Everyone. That's all everyone says. But what like the interviewers, like Jimmy Kimmel and Fallon, they were like Saban. Like they said they had to say it like that.
Say it that way.
I know that he's like a stickler for saying it like that, but everyone says Saban.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, so that's gonna be nice.
Yeah,
I think they're starting filming next month.
Yeah, next month.
Yeah, coming up soon. I know.
I think end of February or March. Yeah, at least like the early stages of it to get that going. Mm-hmm. And then James Gunn was offered a Superman movie before doing Suicide Squad 2 for DC.
Yeah, and he turned it down.
He turned it down. Yeah, he didn't like some parts of what the story was, but he liked the fact that he had crypto. Like he liked
the dog.
The dog. That's the one thing he's like, I want to do that.
I want to do that.
If I do a Superman movie, I'm doing the dog. It's like, oh, okay. But and then I kind of threw this in there related, but Keanu Reeves either chose to do or was contracted to do John Wick 3. Otherwise, he would have been in Captain Marvel
as Jude Law's
character. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's coming out March.
Yep.
Mid-March?
Beginning of March. Mid maybe.
Coming out in March.
Yeah. Yeah, because then Shazam is first weekend in April.
Oh, wow. That's going to be... That'll tide us over to Infinity War. Or Endgame.
Endgame. Infinity War.
Infinity War Part 2.
I'm a year behind.
Just talking about all last year's releases.
Yeah. And then sad news, The Rock will not be returning for Fast and the Furious 9. And I think it's because of this reason.
It's because
him and Vin Diesel don't get along anymore. Because they only had I think they only had that end scene together.
Yeah.
Because the rest could have easily been shot. I mean, even that scene.
Which is funny because the problem was that one of them was like always late to set and like didn't care, which was clearly Vin Diesel because The Rock is up at like 3 a.m. So
yeah, so
but
that's
yeah, so
sad.
he won't be in 9, but
He said that
Vin
he
Diesel
could
said
possibly
there's
return.
9 and 10 will finish the story.
So I'm
We'll
guessing
finish-
we'll see him in 10.
Probably show up in 10 depending on what happens in Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's closing out the series, you'd think
at least
they bring all the returning, just
Yeah.
even if for a little bit.
Justice for Han.
Yeah, I saw
Hashtag
that.
Justice for Han. And then last up, a Batman Beyond animated movie is reportedly being developed.
I thought I had a picture for this one.
I didn't see it. It might have been one of those where it didn't.
Oh, it didn't? It was the Arkham Knight Batman Beyond suit.
Oh, I'm gonna look it up on the computer just so I can see it. Oh yeah, you did. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that was a good one.
But yeah, reportedly they're doing an animated one.
But then I heard it was a rumor.
Yeah, I threw out rumor. Yeah, but
But then I did see that the guy who voiced Terry McGinnis in the show.
Will Friedle, the guy from Boy Meets World.
No, he didn't. Did he?
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
I'll bet you.
I thought it was a different person.
I'm gonna bet you. What do you want to bet?
I'll bet you $1.
Okay, I'll bet you $1.
All right. Deal. I'm gonna look it up after I send this.
But yeah, he was the voice of Terry. But yeah, this is just a rumor that they were going around. Animated's one of their better properties, so that'd be.
And
be
I mean,
okay with it.
you have a service now to put it on.
Exactly, yeah. To where you wouldn't even have to do.
I mean, even if they waited, because I mean, they probably got a ton of money tied up in all these shows that they're doing.
Yeah, right. The thing is, most of them are live action. So I mean, besides the Harlequin one, which is another animated.
Young Justice.
Young Justice.
Animated. Yeah, the rest are all
So-
live action. So I mean, they have room to do it. Maybe next year.
Oh, wow, it even says Woodstock Jewelers on the sign.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, it's Woodstock Jewelers.
That'll be coming up. We're watching Groundhog Day with no sound.
But yeah, while you look that up, now it looks like it's time to talk about some new trailers.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
I owe you $1.
Yes, you do.
For some reason, I thought it was.
Who'd you think it was?
Hold on. His buddy, his friend from Boy Meets World. He does other voices from other stuff.
Not the main guy from Boy Meets World.
No,
Wilfred. Yeah.
His friend in Boy Meets World. He did the voice of Goofy's son. If that helps.
It does, but I don't know his name.
I don't know his Jason. Jason something.
You'd have to look that one up too. But the first trailer is the Birds of Prey teaser that we got.
Which I had to go back and I paused it on each of them.
Exactly, yeah. And some of the articles I had like screenshot pictures because it was all the last like 4 or 5 main trailer releases have all been like 20 seconds and super fast. You can't see anything.
It's weird. It looks like it's like they time traveled back to the 80s. Like all the bad guys even look like that, and she does. It just, I wouldn't be opposed to them being just timing it in the 80s for some reason. just
throwing it back then.
Yeah, I think the one big complaint from most of the fans was that Zaz isn't bald.
Right. Yeah, which I'm sure there'll be a point at the movie where it's like, oh, I got to shave my head, or like it's the beginning of
that guy.
Jason Mars. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I mean,
he does voice.
He does
a lot
Bart
of,
Allen in Young Justice.
Yeah, he does a lot of other voices.
Next up was the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6 trailer. which I didn't rewatch because this came out like about a week ago.
A week and a half ago.
Yeah. But Coulson's sort of back.
And then I read today it's not Colt.
There was a hologram, which I'm guessing we're going to get some of that.
Right.
But then, yeah, it looked like he even says something that. What does he say?
Someone asked him, he's like, you're the guy from S.H.I.E.L.D. And he's
Yeah.
like,
Never
what?
heard of it? Yeah. So that's what it was.
So it's Clark Gregg playing a different character.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
So, and I think, are they going to be in space most of the time? Because they're looking for Fitz.
Yeah, I think that's mostly. Because this is the shorter episode. Season 2 is only like 13 or something.
I think so.
So that'll be interesting to see. And then also, after saying that we wouldn't get one, in the Super Bowl, the end game, there's a 30-second teaser.
Yeah, didn't give us much again.
Which, going by the fact that Kevin Feige said that all the footage we're going to see is in the first 20 minutes, this movie's going to be insane.
We still haven't. I mean, we haven't really seen anything.
No,
either.
we haven't really. But there's a lot of like different places that you could put all the stuff we've seen.
Yeah, and I don't know. I loved him putting the regular shield back on.
Was it him?
Oh yeah, it could have been someone else.
That's the one thing I've been seeing is like.
Was it him?
I think it's him. I think so.
And then,
but we'll see.
then Nebula was with Tony. So does she ditch him? You think? Like,
hey, I'm a robot. I can live in space. Like, isn't she a robot?
Part robot, but
Right.
she's still. I mean, she's eating in Guardians 2. I saw people say like she doesn't need to eat, but I'm pretty sure she does. At least need water or something.
I think she was.
She might ditch him.
She was humanoid, and then
I think she might ditch him.
every time she lost, he replaced her with a robot point.
Yeah.
So
I think she ditches him, and that's why
he
he's alone.
dies.
And then we got a Hobbs and Shaw trailer on the Super Bowl end, like a couple days before. The one online is much better.
It is, yeah.
With them, I think it's like when he hits his head against the elevator.
The glass.
Yeah. And then they back up, and he just mouths like "fuck you."
This movie's gonna be so insane.
Mm-hmm.
The action scenes and
and Idris Elba is a true
he's a
superhuman villain.
Yeah. He is the bad guy.
If they just need to put the rock in that machine at the end, and then like he gets out and just like nothing changed, like would be great. He's like, I'm the same level of strength.
If anything, it's like now I feel weaker.
Yeah, now I feel weaker. Would be perfect.
Yeah. Also, Vanessa Kirby from Fallout is playing another Shaw. I believe. I think she's playing his sister.
The White Widow or whatever. Yeah, she was in the car with him in that one of those scenes. When they go under the truck.
You can't have a Fast and Furious movie without sliding under the truck. You can't.
And then like I didn't put it on here, but Captain Marvel was going to bring up during Endgame. Didn't give us much more.
No, it was just like a
lot more of her in the red and blue. Yeah, red, blue, and yellow. Yeah. A little bit more of that. So it looks like she might be in it longer than I thought.
Right, more than like the last 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. It still could be that they could just be using all that footage.
Right.
But we'll see.
And then lastly, What We Do in the Shadows got a full trailer.
I can't
for the TV show, right?
Yes. Can't wait for this. It gave us like, did you see the trailer?
Yes.
What was Nate from The Office? What was he? Draining vampire?
Yeah.
He's just like telling the guy the story and he's passing out and like I don't know,
This is gonna be a good. It seems like it's gonna be a good continuation.
Yeah.
Or at least enough of a reference, and then move on its own.
Yeah, it looks good though. I don't I know the two guy vampires. The chick doesn't look familiar. But then his
I can't place her right now.
His servant is from Internship, which I recognize him from that. And then Nate from The Office, which I love him in that role. And this one, he might be even better. He
plays like a goofy, a goofy type of guy.
Yep, can't wait.
John Wayne. Or that's probably not John. Oh, actually. Well, I have you here, my personal space. This is a cookbook that I saw.
A lot of red meat.
I saw it, I'm like, this is... Just John Wade's head was like sticking up, so I'm like, I have to see what this is.
Nice.
Alright, those are all the upcoming trailers. So it looks like it's time for some TNT Trivia.
Truth is,
first try.
I am.
I'm Spartacus.
Getting better.
I'm Spartacus.
I'm Batman.
I'm Wayne Brady Betts.
I am your father.
I am vengeance. I am the knight. I am Batman.
I am the Clit Commander.
Yes, I'm Batman.
I'm rich, biatch.
This week the theme is Groundhog Day.
All right. You're up first, I believe.
Yes. All right. Gotta find him here or here.
Him?
Find her here. All right. Number 1. Groundhog Day.
All right.
Number 2. Stripes. Number 3. Knocked Up. And number 4. Ghostbusters.
Is it Harold Ramis?
That is correct. Which one gave it away?
Knocked Up.
Yeah.
Just because I know he's the only one out of the
He's
people.
the only odd one out of them.
Yeah. Any random?
Yes, I got off of it. Where is it? He was. This is just more of like a basic one, but he was born in Chicago. He was from here. This one's related. It's a long one, but bear with me. He said in an interview that his working relationship with Bill Murray ended while filming Groundhog Day due to differing views on what film school should be about what the film should be about. Bill Murray wanted it more philosophical, and Ramis wanted it to be a comedy. He also cited that Murray's real-life personal problems at the time. He was going through a divorce at the time of this filming. He was having a ripple effect on his behavior at work as another factor in the unfortunate ending of their working relationship.
They weren't in anything after this?
And if they were, it would have been like, because that was what, 90, this was 93? Not really.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head.
Nothing major.
I mean,
or if anything, he would have wrote something, and then he would have acted it.
All right.
And this is just like an anecdote, but after not speaking to each other for a number of years, they reportedly made up before Harold Ramis died. So
that's good.
It's a good ending.
Good ending. All right, Who Am I? I'm
screwed.
My number 1 movie, Groundhog Day. Number 2, Caddyshack.
Okay, I'm not screwed.
3, JFK.
Because I was gonna do
4, Christmas Vacation.
That'd be Brian Doyle Murray.
That is correct. Yeah, there wasn't too much like random trivia, but he is one of the 9 Murray children, and was born in St. Francis Hospital in Evanston. And then I didn't know that he also worked at the Second City Comedy Stage Troupe in the 70s, along with...
A lot of people you don't think would, or you didn't think ended up there.
Yeah.
Second City either started there or at least went through there at some point.
All right. Random facts about the movie.
Yes. So I will go first again. According to director Harold Ramis, most of the time when he tried to explain the scene to Bill Murray, he would interrupt and just ask, "Just tell me, good Phil or bad Phil?" And kind of another cursory anecdotal note. This is kind of why a lot of other people, or a lot of other actors I saw, turned it down. Was because they were like, "I don't get what the movie's about. Like, I don't get it. I'm not going to do this." There's a couple like big. I think Michael Keaton was one of them. That's like, I don't get it. And then I don't know if.
Well, because you gotta, and then like I was thinking, because I read this one too, like the filming must have been like, because you don't film it in that order. Like
right, yeah,
when you're in that place, you're filming all those scenes.
All the
so
like, just doing them all.
Certain ones, there's like multiple scenes of them
going on at once.
Yeah, so like he would have to change up like every once in a while. Which would be just crazy.
And I guess like there were a couple actors where it was like Tom Hanks was up for it, but then Harold Ramis decided he's too nice.
Too nice.
Yeah. I don't think that was taking 1 year, but.
Don't.
All right. My second fact, according to IMDb, there are exactly 38 days depicted in this film, either partially or in full. Which I thought was interesting because there was a lot of other ones where it's like, so many different people have different theories of how many days.
Well, and
actually,
then I think it was I think he originally wanted it to be 1,000 years, and then I think Harold Ramis said that it was only 10 years that he was stuck in the day, which is still a lot to be stuck in the same day. And then like I know that people online have like they have figured out like, well, if he mastered piano,
right,
like,
that's
at
this
least long. Yeah. And like I guess you could do other stuff besides just play piano for that extended time. So like you can, but I've seen many theories like 10,000 years.
10,000 years.
Yeah.
And then my last fact, in the final shot, Phil carries Rita over the gate and then climbs over the gate. This is because the gate was actually frozen shut and they couldn't open it.
I'm gonna have to look out for that now. All right.
Because it was one thing I noticed. I'm like, just push the gate open. Like, granted, it did snow, but
yeah. now I'm never gonna not notice it. All right, my first one is that it was not filmed in Puxatawney, Pennsylvania, but actually in Woodstock, Illinois. Let's see. Yeah, and then I like this one. There's actually a small plaque that reads "Bill Murray stepped here" on the curb that he keeps stepping in the puddle. And then another one around the corner that says Ned's Corner, where Bill Murray continuously accosted by the insurance salesman Ned Ryerson.
And then I guess this is as we're watching the movie as well, this is where they're in like the little square with the snowball fight.
Yeah.
I guess that's like
downtown
Woodstock. Like their square there.
My number 2 is Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, and Stephen Tobolowsky.
Sure.
That's close enough. The guy who plays Ned have all been honorary grand marshals for the Groundhog Day celebrations in Puxatawney.
See, that's great. That's when people get it.
Yeah.
Fake movie and they get to do real life stuff.
And then my last one, this is Michael Shannon's first movie debut.
Which I didn't know it was him until the ending scene.
Really?
Yeah. I was looking out for him. I'm like, where the hell is he?
He's in a couple two or three.
But I didn't realize it was him until the last
one when they get the WrestleMania tickets.
Yeah, when he's actually like talking. Yeah. And it's like you can see him.
Okay, now it's time for the main event, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Hold on to your butts.
This week we will be talking about a weatherman that finds himself inexplicably. I screwed that up again. A weatherman that finds himself inexplicably living the same day over and over again in Groundhog Day.
We forgot to get the trailer.
I don't have the trailer ready now.
Next episode we'll have it ready. The trailer's pretty good, though.
Yeah, we were figuring your Skype out, so that's why.
Yeah, and this trailer's pretty good as well. It's got the voiceover.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The traditional voiceover.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so my top 5 I'm gonna save one. The first thing, how you were talking about the acting the different days, different ways. Whereas you're saying like you'd have to film 4 or 5 of the same exact scene, same lines. At least one of the people. Yeah. Like everyone except Bill Murray had to do it exactly.
Oh
the
yeah,
same.
everyone else. I didn't even think of that. Like it's easy for everyone else pretty much.
Right,
just react different depending on how he does it.
But literally the same line over and over again. The second one is how like this is a loop movie. It's kind of typical one where it's like he does whatever he wants first, and then he learns something when it doesn't go his way, like learns a lesson or something, and then he changes. So it's like you could see the character arc throughout the movie, like typical of like
it's a
any
very
time.
easy character arc. Yeah.
The third one, his different attempts to break the loop. So when he
killing himself
and trying to like hit himself awake or whatever, or end the day early or something. Number 4 is that it's kind of more of could be a problem, but I put it as one of my top parts. It's an hour and a half movie roughly. And then you get a 5-minute payoff at the end where it's like,
the last day.
He changed. Yeah, the last day. He changed, he learned, yada, yada. And then, but like the movie earns it throughout the way. Like you're following through the whole thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's just a 5-minute payoff. A little longer.
The last 5 minutes are him waking up. Okay, so we'll say the last scene where everyone's thanking him into.
Okay.
So the last 10 minutes. And then my number 1 out of the 5, just Bill Murray. just him.
I don't know. This couldn't have been an easy one to make, and
no
makes it look easy.
Yeah, it makes it look like he just
until
showed
you
up.
think about it. Yeah, you
from like the stories they said about filming, it's basically just like Bill Murray waking up like, all right, we're doing this today. Like, I'm in a bad mood today, so let's do it. And then my honorable mention is "I Got You, Babe," the radio song.
Babe. Yep. All right, my number 1. I'll do the same thing. I'll end on number 1. So 2, I love the him correcting himself throughout the date.
Yeah.
But it's like, what do we cheers to? The Groundhog. I usually do world peace, and then it cuts, and then he does it to world peace,
Exactly.
and then like,
to
what
world
is
peace.
it? I think they're eating dinner, and he's like, "So what did you get your degree in?" It's like French poetry. He just starts laughing. And he's like,
"Whoa, that's a waste of time
for someone else." And then it cuts, and then he starts speaking French,
like a French poem.
Yeah, like that whole thing is just great. Number 3 is just how well he knows the days near the end. Like, I think it's like the one main example is him stealing the money, and he's counting down like 10, 9, car. Just keeps going. It's like, yep, get your change for your quarters, drop them. And then he just grabs it and spins around.
Yeah, did I have 2 bags or 1 bag?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or, I don't know. Him saving the kid. You've never thanked me once. Number 4 is Ned Ryerson. Just every time he comes up to him, like at first he's trying to get away from him, and the second time he's like, "Is this really happening again?" And I think he pushes him the third time, and then punches him in the face the one time.
Ned Ryerson.
Number 5 is not on the funny side, but like him trying to save the old man.
Yeah,
that was a really good scene.
That was like right about when he started.
Changing,
yeah. Which is like a very powerful way to do it.
Them like, and he tries a bunch of times too, which those were good scenes. I really like those. And then my number 1 is this. This is the gold standard for time loop movies.
Yeah.
Like,
which there really aren't.
There's not too many.
We'll get to it later, but
there's even really before this was one of the first.
Right, and it nailed it. Right away.
Yeah, because I think it was. Like some of the ones we have on our list, like the way they even pitched
are barely.
Yeah, but like whoops.
That was Tim Luch, not me hitting my microphone.
What was it? Oh, Edge of Tomorrow. I think they even pitched it was like it's Groundhog Day, but you're fighting aliens. Like that's how they pitch those movies.
It's got to be like
Like, oh, okay. Like, and
because now
other people
you know
understand that.
Yeah, you know exactly what they're going for then.
Which I think that's pretty cool to be that movie that people are trying to explain another movie about.
Okay, picture this. It's Groundhog Day, but I also like the Jeopardy scene.
Oh yeah, and like the old people are all clapping. My honorable mentions: him learning the piano, and then just the payoff at the end of him playing. It's great. And the ice sculpting was great.
That's cool.
And then with you, the radio in the morning, but also the DJs. Like, even the second day he had it memorized almost.
He woke up and he was like, it was the second day. He pretty much started.
Yeah, he was like, "Wear your chapstick."
He even said, he's like, "Oh, he's got this on the tape." Like, like he thought they were just replaying it. All right, so a few problems with the movie, which really not too many. My one, I would say gripe even is a strong word, but he gets what's happening surprisingly quick. Like the next morning, he's like, "Oh, I'm reliving the same day."
Yeah,
like he gets it immediately. When other movies would be like, "Oh, take at least half a day to figure it out," but he pretty much nails it right away. That would be my only problem.
Yeah, nothing really for me. I mean, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's really
tough. I love him breaking the
all the ways he breaks the car.
Yeah. Yeah, but nothing for me. How about some favorite quotes?
Some favorite quotes. I didn't look up the full ones. I just paraphrased when I was watching them. But my first one is kind of early in the movie. He's talking with the bed and breakfast lady, and he goes, or he's telling her like all about like the weather and what's gonna happen. And he goes, "Did you want to talk about the weather or just chit chat?"
She just like blankly stares at him.
Like seriously, goes, chit chat. I softly says it. Number 2 is when he's like with the two drunk guys.
Don't hit your sister. Don't do this.
Listing off a bunch of stuff you can't do. Yeah. And then he goes, "Don't drive on the railroad tracks." And the other guy goes, "Phil, that's actually one I happen to agree with."
I have to agree with.
And then my number 3 is when he steals Phil and drives off the quarry. He goes, "Not bad for a quadruped. Just gotta check your mirrors." He's like, side of your eye, like checking, like looking. He's got the what's called a chipmunk. Or gopher, sorry.
Gopher, yeah.
I was going to say groundhog. I'm like, that's wrong.
It's wrong.
No, but he's got him like driving with his hands on the wheel.
Yeah. All right, mine are, let's see. My first one is when he comes up to Ned. I think is this when he's doing everything in his pajamas? And he hugs Ned. Yeah. He's like, "I don't know where you're going, but can you call in sick?" And then that even creeps Ned out right away. He's like pushes him away. Another Phil one. I think he's on the phone with someone from wherever, New York or whatever. Is that where they were from?
Pittsburgh. Probably.
Pittsburgh. He's on the phone. He's like, "Oh yeah, no." He's trying to find out if the long distance lines are going to work.
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, what if there is no tomorrow? There wasn't one today." It's just
Don't you have a phone line for like celebrities? And
celebrities or someone in emergency? Both.
On both of those.
And then 3, my third one is when he is completely given up, and after he's died all those times, he's like, "I'm a god." He's like, "You're a god?" He's like, "I'm a god. I'm not the god. I don't think."
I don't think I am.
I don't think.
All right. Now we're going to do some recasting some characters. I'm the only one that had one, and it's like a 30-second scene. But I said I would recast the psychologist as Adam Driver.
I mean, because they kind of look like
They kind of look similar. I'm like, oh, you could do that.
You could do that.
So that was my only like recast, but I was like, yeah, he could totally do that.
I recast the Groundhog with
the gopher?
golfer from Caddyshack.
Which I was gonna say that how, because Caddyshack was before this. So I was gonna say, because he did Groundhog Day, he's like, I'm not working with another live animal, because he got bit like twice or something.
From the golfer?
No, in this he got, and I was like, oh, that would probably be why they did a puppet in
Yeah, but I was like,
Caddyshack was first.
Yeah. All right. Final thoughts.
The movie lived everything you've heard about Groundhog Day is like every year people always have like the one, oh, it's Groundhog Day again.
again. His second time doing the report.
And then it seemed like by the end of it, they're like, all right, he just doesn't do the report some days, right?
He just doesn't do it. Just has given up on doing it. And then I love the last time he does it, like, they all are watching him with the mics.
Everyone's like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is the best speech we've ever heard.
Yeah, I don't know, this is a good one.
That's a great movie.
Great cast.
Yes. For being like a small 4 or 5 person, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, there's like the Andy McDowell and then Chris Elliott and Bill Murray get the most screen time, probably.
They're the 3 probably most
and then the 2 drunks.
Yeah, the 2 drunks
are in the next most scenes.
And then that's pretty much it. Then you've got all like the background characters doing
Ned and everyone that he bumps into, I guess. Yeah. I love that when he bumps into the one guy on the stairs. He kisses him twice.
Oh yeah, the guy's like, oh, it's Groundhog Day? Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, you really only see Bill the whole time.
No, and yeah, it's basically his movie, and everyone else is just around. and then the bed and breakfast lady.
Yeah. All right. Now that we're done with that, we're gonna rank time loop movies, which there aren't too many of.
Which you got a picture of romantic comedy. I just realized that.
Oh, we got that one, but not the Batman Beyond one. That's for our next episode.
Oh, well, technically there is a time loop movie. 50. Oh,
that would kind of count. It was on the list.
It's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Well,
sort of.
Just flipped. She's the only person that theoretically lives the same.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going first. My top 5. You know what? I'm going to do 4 because my 4 and 5 are
honorable mentions.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why you didn't just.
Well, because it's not really a loop. It's just time travel, more or less.
No, source code is more of a loop than Harry
so,
Potter.
Yeah, that's more of a.
That's more of just time travel.
That's more of like a cameo, even too. Mm-hmm. Okay, so my top 6 then. I'm gonna add it.
You're adding one?
Oh wait, no. I thought of another movie. It's 7. Okay.
7, go.
Number 7, Harry Potter. And I think it's Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah.
Where they use the time turner.
Yep.
Number 6, Source Code.
Okay. In Glenview.
Yes.
Because I think it is a Glenview stop.
The Glenview station
doesn't exist. Does it?
No, Glenview has that's.
Or no, it's not. Then it's not Glenview. It's a place that doesn't have a stop.
Glendale.
Maybe.
They might.
I'd have to rewatch it.
Yeah,
it's a place that definitely does not have a stop.
Glenview definitely has a station because that's the one I took to get up to Milwaukee all the time.
Then it's somewhere else that doesn't have.
It was $20 from Glenview to like the station that was 2 minutes from my apartment.
Really?
Yeah. 5. I gotta remember what the other.
Adding 2.
Yes. 5 would be
50 First Dates.
No, I like that movie.
That goes higher.
It goes higher. We'll put that 4. 50 First Dates. And you know what? 3. 50 First Dates.
So now you have 5 and 4.
5. 4 is Butterfly Effect.
Okay.
Because I'm like 90% sure I've seen all of it. So another
Tony ranking another movie he hasn't seen.
And then 5 would be. I think I was. what is it? Total Recall, I think. It's more of like a.
No.
Well, I'm gonna count it.
Okay, I'm gonna count it.
Technically,
stop me.
Technically, he's just asleep and he's dreaming, which would be a loop of days.
Maybe.
I don't. Yeah. Okay. So we'll go to 6 and knock out Total Recall.
Okay.
So Harry Potter source
I'll give it to
code.
you as an honorable mention.
Yeah, honorable mention. 3 was 51st Dates. 2 is Doctor Strange, and 1 is Groundhog Day.
Okay. I like that. All right, so my honorable mentions. Looper.
I haven't seen it, so that's why it's not on my list.
Yeah, it's not really, I mean, it's not like they're living the same day. They're on a time loop, which would kind of count.
Jumper's more of a time jump than, and more of
just teleporting.
Yeah. I haven't seen it.
Then
I
Doctor
think I saw that in
Strange.
theaters. That was the last time I saw it.
Then Doctor Strange, only because it's like at the very end that they do the time loop thing. 5, Naked with Marlon Wayans. It's on Netflix.
I haven't seen it, but
he wakes up naked and has to figure out who's trying to sabotage his wedding.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's a remake of a
Swedish. Yeah, because I saw that one too, and I was like, oh, that's a very close title.
Oh, it sounds so.
Yeah. 4, source code. I like that one. 3, I was pushing this one because, I mean, it's not really a time loop, but he does relive the same night multiple times in When We First Met.
And yeah, as long as you were reliving it the first.
Yeah, and he does it all different.
Oh,
every
okay,
time.
there's Michael Shannon.
Sitting at the table. Then number 2, Edge of Tomorrow.
That's one I want to see.
You haven't seen that?
No.
It's Groundhog Day, but with aliens.
And Mary Poppins.
Yeah, I think they're making a second one too, actually.
I think they are, yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good one. And Jax from Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's in it. With his actual accent. It's really weird. And then, of course, number 1 is Groundhog Day.
Definitely number 1.
Yes. All right, so it looks like that's been our show today. Hope you enjoyed it.
You can follow us on social media and our website, timandtonytalk.com. And remember, share this with your friends.
And make sure to join us next week for the Mild Manner Movie Review when we discuss Wedding Crashers.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Thanks for listening. I'm Tim.
And I'm Tony. We are the Dynamic Duo.
Good night.